that we talked about at the Barn Bash, and I wanted to make sure that everybody got to share in that. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the product and the support for it, and hopefully you guys will see and hear the excitement that we feel and that the people at the Barn Bash felt as well. So let's start off with, how many of you remember this thing called the Crackberry? And next to it's this thing, I guess that's an old version of it, but that's the iPhone. And you remember, it was that 2007 when it first came out. The Crackberry was, in fact, the...
Excuse me. Good morning.
Good morning. Was the best thing, and it was called the Crackberry because it was so addictive that nobody wanted to give it up. But along came this new phone from this guy called Steve Jobs, and he said, you know what, we're going to turn the world upside down. We're going to put out this phone that takes away the one thing that everyone loves about the Crackberry. And if you remember, that was the keyboard. So you see there, no keyboard. And history, well, we know what the history was. You can see it down there on the bottom right-hand corner. Well, Crackberry sales tanked and iPhone sales took right over. So how does that actually compare with another area of obvious marketplace success? Walmart. Walmart is a retailer. Walmart has great products every day, as they say. But along came this other company called Amazon. In fact, there was another company I used to work for called eBay. I was the CTO at eBay. And we had a true marketplace, which is we allow people to add products on so that Amazon and eBay don't have to go and create all those products. Those products are created by the crowdsourced community. And if you think about it, what makes the iPhone different? It's not just the keyboard that's gone. They have something called the App Store. So every time you go into Amazon, you expect that there's going to be new marketplace product available. Every time you go into the iPhone and you think, well, I wish my phone did this, you go and hop into the App Store and you say, find me that thing that gives me the thing I wish it had. And yesterday it might not have been there, today it is. So if this is the way that marketplaces work, they allow you to give third parties the way to add more product, more innovation, more choice, more selection to the customer. So has anyone done this in the travel marketplace or the travel industry yet? We say no. If you go out there on the internet and you go and type in travel marketplace, you'll see a bunch of people out there saying they are a new travel marketplace. But do they really look like an app store? Do they really look like Amazon? Do they look like eBay? No, they don't. And I'll explain why. So today, when you come to your travel agency, I used to work for Expedia, I worked for Travelocity, I was the C-level in both those companies. In Europe, I was the CTO for lastminute.com, which was the biggest travel agency in Europe. Obviously, between Travelocity and Expedia and hotels.com, those are the largest travel agencies in the US. So they have basically the same model. What does the agency give you? It gives you the supply that they've been able to get at prices that they've been able to find. And if you think about the MLM space, there are a couple of agencies out there who have really focused on this MLM market, but they are just like another travel agency. I won't name them, you probably know them. They are able to go out and get contracts, some of them pretty good, but they don't have that marketplace ability to just keep expanding every day, and every day you go and there's more, because it's not done by one company, it's done by more and more companies. So what do you have to do? If your travel agency today doesn't have it, well, you're forced to go to the web. And so you're there out looking at, I don't know, maybe it's Kayak, maybe it's Expedia, maybe it's Priceline or Booking.com, or maybe even, some of the crowdsourced companies like Airbnb. But you're still there, you're having to go look yourself, and you're not able to search them side by side or book it in one place. And people go, well, that's not terrible. That's kind of the way the internet is, because you've got to go and search and find it, and it's kind of fun. But what if we could put that all in one place like this? And in fact, what if we could say that they were things that are not even available on the web? So these are private, below web fare prices that are negotiated directly with the airlines, with the hotels, the resorts, etc., or the car hire companies. And what if we could put AI between you and those three sources and say, we'll make it look like it's one. So you only have to shop and look and buy and compare in one place. It's all in one place. That is what we do. So what does that look like? When we talk to our corporate travel companies, they're business travelers. And what I'm trying to get you to see here is that we have to deliver this not at consumer quality, but at corporate quality. So our business travelers, they come to their travel agency, but unfortunately, their passengers don't find it in their GDS. They have to go book directly from the airlines. You can see them on the top right, or from the OTAs, online travel agencies like Expedia, who I used to work for. And that makes it really, really slow to find stuff. And more importantly, it just is it's a crapshoot. So who are we? We're that one-stop shop that goes to all the places that your travel agency goes to these private rates, goes to these consolidators, goes to the travel agencies, and goes to millions of hotels, either direct or to the airlines direct. We have all those different connections, and it's patented. So it's a full marketplace. And I'll talk a little bit more about duty of care and our customer support. So if you want to see, it's a simple picture. We really have all the airlines, all the hotels, literally multiple millions of hotels. We have negotiated rates, in other words, those private rates that you can't get anywhere else. And we have low-cost carriers, and we have special suppliers. In fact, our founder launched and IPO'd his company Mondi last year for over $1 billion. It's the largest travel agency, consolidated agency in the world. We get that, but we consider them just another app in our little, supply app store. And every day we're adding new ones, and every day those apps are getting better. You get the analogy. So on support, we actually use agents only in the US because we tried outsourcing it around the world and we didn't get the quality. Again, I'm talking about business, corporate quality. So we basically pulled them back in and said, we will hire our agents in the US who have 20 or more years of experience. So when you talk to them, yes, they're nice to you, but they've got incredible experience with really complicated travel that is typical for like a big hospital or, a law practice, or you can think of all the really complex travel that business people have to do. And so they have that kind of experience, and they have all sorts of training, and they have got some great accolades, and I'll show you that in a second. We have this powered by Salesforce. So we have phone, we have chat, we have email. It's 24/7, 365. So typically our agents pick up in probably under, I think the average is 12 seconds. So you're not waiting there for the phone ring or waiting in queue. How many of you have actually gone there and called one of the OTAs and it says, would you like us to call you back? Our call back is in 44 minutes, or would you like to stay on the line? Well, we don't have that problem. We have all the latest technology, and they can see all your bookings, and they have the experience to know how to help you, especially if you've got, missed a connection or something like that. So they're great. Here are some of the things that our corporate customers say about us. I was blown away by the service. She was very helpful and efficient. She knew the answers. Amazing customer service. It's very personal. They really get to know who the customers are, and we also designate customers so they get to know the companies. So we consider you a company, and that we will get to know the top leaders. This is like the old-fashioned travel agent who knows you, can treat you well, but with all the power of technology, marketplace, and AI. We also have a premium travel membership. Nobody has to do this, but if you click under the membership, this is what you're given by, opting in on Mpgxtreme to the AI travel. but there's also another level of service. If you want cash back, it costs $96 a year. You get $10 back for every domestic, economy, or business class flight. But if you're doing international, it's 25 on economy and 50 on business and first class. But probably the one I like best is the $7 per hotel night for any hotel that you book. And just like my old company, hotels.com, that just piles up and you can spend it on anything on Aviva. So it's not like it's limited to any nights. It's not limited to any hotels. It's not restricted. You can spend it on anything. So we think it's a great thing. Our CFO probably wouldn't like me pitching this because we lose money on it. Some of you know that you travel enough. This is well worth it. Those who don't travel enough, you don't have to buy it. Administrative tools. This is important to our business travelers, may not be important to you, but if your customer service gets to this stage of high-end customer service, then we can actually see where everyone is flying. You can see them on the map on the right-hand side. We can see where people are in the air, when they're going to land, where they're going to go. This could be really good for group trips when you're all going to Santorini, to the beach party or something like that. On the left-hand side, it automatically selects all of those people. So if you need to send a group message, we can send a group message. It'd be great for being able to see where people are, where they've come from, where they're going to in advance, and also after the fact, and send them messages. We also have a part of the AIs. We have an AI advisor. Don't want to get into too much, but it allows us to do two things. It allows us to enable your corporate to protect you from dangers, so they can actually put policies in like a real company does and say, this location is at risk or this location is a problem, and they can warn you. They could even block it from you if they really want to protect you, or they can recommend places. And we also have an advisor which says, here are some better deals. You might want to book this flight, but there's actually a better flight that you may not have seen or may not have found yet. And we can actually tell you this is a better way. So this is why AI is actually really important in both protecting you, but also recommending better deals for you to help you save money or have better trips. Analytics, it's all powered by data. This stuff doesn't happen automatically. We've invested a lot of money in the platform, so we can see a lot of things, especially for corporates. They want to know where they're spending and where people are doing well, not doing well. How can we negotiate contracts between them and us? So we continuously improve. This sounds very complicated. The only takeaway I want you to have is we have all the data that nobody else in the world has that allows us to continuously manage our suppliers to drive better prices for you, and better prices that we can either get directly or we can go back to get new apps in our app store, if you want to think of it that way, new providers, and they can fill in the gaps where we see you're traveling, where we think that you're not getting the best marketplace deal. We can either get new suppliers, so we can go back to existing suppliers and show them the data to tell them why they need to do better. This means it gets better every day. And of course, we have it in the app, in the App Store, so you can download it there. I know that the people who have got it have already downloaded this. So it makes it easier, makes it faster, just more convenient. And that's it.